Very good morning, dear students. In previous lecture, we were discussing about the kingdom Protista, the unicellular eukaryotic group of organisms whose characteristics are similar like plants, animals as well as fungi. In previous lecture, we were discussing on the group Protista algae-like organism and Protista slime molds-like organism. Now here is the remaining group of kingdom Protista which we are going to study. Now, what are Protista protozoans? As students, I was explained that the Protista protozoans are the animals like organisms. They are unicellular, eukaryotic, and represents heterotrophic mode of nutrition. On the basis of presence of locomotory organ and their mode of nutrition, they are further classified into following four subgroups. What are they? Just let us see that. The first one is sarcodines. Sarcodines. As the name sarcodines come, it confined about the very proteus, very primitive type of first eukaryotic organism, which can be exemplified by the name of amoeba, amoeba proteus, entamoeba, histolica, like the many more species. The another is ciliates. Yeah, ciliates. The next one is zooflagellates are flagellated protozoans. Zooflagellates are flagellated protozoans. Related protozoans. And the fourth is sporozoans. Now let us discuss about these four subgroups of the group Protista protozoans of kingdom Protista. If we are talking about the sarcodines, the differentiating characteristics among these species on the basis of locomotory organ, then it possesses pseudopodia. Likewise, if we are talking about the locomotory organ of ciliates, then they possess cilia like locomotory organ, and the flagellates has the locomotory organ flagellum, And the sporozoans, if you are talking about the sporozoans, they are motile due to presence of motile as well as non-motile. Non-motile, its mobility depend upon the presence of its position inside any host cell or body or in surrounding. Its mobility is due to the flow of water, or you can say that during the drought condition it spread anywhere with the help of flowing winds. Now students, the other peculiar feature of these members on the basis of mode of nutrition. If we are talking about the mode of nutrition, all the animals are holozoic, represents holozoic mode of nutrition. They capture their food with the help of their locomotory organ as well as the presence of exocytosis as well as endocytosis type of membranes. Then if we are talking about sarcodines, then it engulfs its whole prey with the help of pseudopodia, capture with the help of pseudopodia and engulf the whole prey with the presence of endocytosis membrane that lies in the cell membrane. It means ectoplasm or ectomembrane of the sarcodines. Likewise, ciliates, in ciliates the oral root are found through which the prey get engulfed and packed into the vesicles, or you can say that food vesicles, for further the process of digestion. And in zoophagites, the zoophagites are also endoparasites. They causes CO diseases and also leads to some kinds of human diseases. We are more talking about the zoophagites. After that, after the mode of nutrition, now sporozoans are also parasites. They are total parasites, total endoparasites. They, you can say that, complete their life cycle one or more than one host cell. If we are talking about the example of sporozoans, then Plasmodium vivax is the best example for this, that causes malaria disease. Students, you all of you know that how the malaria disease is caused due to the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. When any carrier of Plasmodium vivax Anopheles mosquito bites any healthy persons, then the sporozoans of Plasmodium, or you can say that spores of Plasmodium come in contact of their blood, through which they multiply itself inside the favorable environmental condition, inside the bloodstream, and no sooner than the 72 hours of times they fully increased their vast number of species and attack on the immune system of the humans. The person starts feeling like shivering cold, meaning frequency of thirst, and the fever and heating sensation inside the body, due to which The taste of the food experiencing by the sufferer person will be also imbalanced, or you can say that not proper, and at last the person suffering from indigestion, and which further leads to the dysentery or diarrhea like symptoms. Now let us come on your topic sarcoids. If we are talking about the sarcoids, then amoeba is the best example of sarcoids. This is the structure of amoeba. The presence of ecto and endoplasm. Inside the cell membrane and cytoplasmic membrane. This is the nucleus, food vacuums, the cytoplasm, and this is the pseudopodia, the locomotory organ, through which it engulfs its prey with the help of presence of such structures. Now, ectoderm, endoderm, the ectoplasm, endoplasm, food vacuums, nucleus, thus it is a structure of amoeba which is irregular in shape. The locomotory organ of amoeba is pseudopodia. It eventually, or you can say that continuously, make on the surface of amoeba in the direction of flow of water. That's why pseudopodia, the term pseudo means halves and podia means pod appendages. The pseudopodia are commonly known as false feet or false appendages. The second member is, if we are taking the example of ciliates, then paramecium is the best example of ciliates. The whole body of paramecium is bounded by, or you can say that surrounded by, minute thread-like structures. These thread-like structures are called cilia. The endoderm, this is the oral root, the oral root, This is the endoderm. It has two very large shape of contractile vacuoles present at the anterior and exterior part of the body. This is the posterior and that is the anterior vacuole of the paramecium. With the help of these vacuoles, it not only has the ability of locomotion but also helps in the floating into a particular direction by a special type of movement that is called undulating movement or rotatory movement. Student, the most peculiar feature of paramecium is presence of micro and macronucleus. This is the macronucleus and it controls all the metabolic activities of the cell, and this is the micronucleus that controls all the genetic characteristics of a paramecium. Thus, this is the structure of paramecium, and it is oral wood which continuously synthesize the food vacuoles. Any kind of prey when come through the oral route, then it packed it and further transfer into the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm macronucleus, micronucleus, cilia, posterior contractile vacuole, vacuoles, and that is the anterior contractile vacuole. These are the packages of food vacuoles. Thus, student, this is a structure of paramecium, and likewise we are discussing about the zoophagelates. Zoophagelates are the kind of organism that spread many human diseases, and they are the parasites. If we are taking the example, then trypanosoma that causes the African sleeping sickness is most peculiar species of this protozoans, and sporozoans are commonly known as total parasites. As I was explaining that the sporozoans are total parasites because they complete their life cycle inside the one or more than one host malaria. The malarial parasite is Plasmodium vivax, which spread through the bite of Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito is the primary host and human is the secondary host of Plasmodium vivax. The malaria is a disease in which we experiencing high fever with more body temperature, lack of taste of food, and if its symptom become more chronic, then it leads to diarrhea and vomitings. Thanks students for joining today's lecture.